General collective reading for anybody who's seeing this, all signs. I'm having a little bit of connectivity issues, and so the uh, if the video fritzes out on you for a second, just hold tight. This was an unannounced live, so I am just kind of winging it. I'm gonna sit here and see for a second if I get any followers. But this is a fun. This is going to be a fun reading. I believe the title of this, or what I titled it is "So You Really Are a Witch or Wizard," and it's based on a conversation that I just had as I was literally sitting down to do this reading, and I was having a spiritual, metaphysical conversation with a friend. Who I've known for years. And this person is a super genius. They don't like the term genius. And so I called them a wizard. And they liked that. And I said, oh, so that resonates with you. And but it was funny because we were talking, the moment that they reached out to me, they were talking about the super moon that's coming up in October, on October 6th. And I had literally just sat down with my October predictions that I did at the end of last year, in December 2024. And they were like, oh, so of course you really are a witch. And I kind of just giggled and my response was, yes, I really am a witch. Witch is one of those terms that people have, put taboo on and have talked about, poorly for centuries. And it goes further back than the Salem witch trials, but, that's part of it as well. Really the true definition of witchcraft is a fascination or a fixation or just a hyper-focused study of a craft. And so it can be any craft. It can be tarot, it can be divination, it can be cooking, it can be anything. So many people ask me, well, what are you? I'm many things. There's many witches that, they focus on one thing or another. Obviously I'm the Cannastrologer, so I put together, cannabis and astrology, tarot, all the things in one, but it's a little bit of everything with me. Anyway, so we're going to get into this. This is the October energy reading, and like I said, the theme of this reading is going to be so you really are a witch or wizard. And I've got a bunch of witchy cards out too, so it just kind of fits the theme for this evening. I'm really excited for October. Hey there, welcome to the channel. Welcome to my reading for those of you popping in. I just got started. So what I'd like to do, I was just saying, at the end of every year, I do a predictions reading. And I predict all of the energies around the upcoming full moons for the upcoming year. So I did these predictions in December 2024. And what I do is I do a huge spread and I pull from several different several different decks. And so for the October full moon, it's on the 6th, 7th, depending on where you're at in the world, at 8:48 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's on a Monday. And this super moon is going to be in Aries. It's also known as the harvest full moon. And so this is a time where people, harvest in, whether it's, back in the day, it used to be, crops and your, harvest and what you grew. But this day and age, it can be that, but also the seeds that you've planted, business, projects, relationships, things like that. And this is the time where all of that starts to harvest. So the cards that we pulled for this month are the Four of Cups. Four of Cups are all about kind of like being tired of waiting, kind of being over it or being bored. But it was in reverse. And so that means like shit's about to happen. It's about to, things are about to move. And then the next deck we pulled from was Manifesting Dreams. And this is going to be a month where dreams are coming to fruition. Dreams are being manifested. Again, it's the harvest full moon, right? Then we pulled in another deck, number 22, Wisdom, the Waning Gibbous. And so I also had a 6 circled, and I don't remember what that was from, but you know, the full moon is on the 6th. Number 22 could be significant. It could be somebody's age. And then number 52 from the next deck was lemon balm. Lemon balm this month could be significant to some of you. And maybe some of you need to use lemon balm, like chapped lips, that type of thing. But the card means nurture. So there's going to be an energy of nurturing around this full moon. Then we pulled from the next deck the first quarter moon in Leo. The message is to be humble. So that also has a lot to do with the next card that we pulled from the Crystal Oracle deck, Prasiolite. So if you have a Prasiolite stone, it's all about compassion, being humble and having compassion with a nurturing type of energy. So then last but not least, and this is probably the most interesting of my predictions that I did at the end of last year for this month, October's full moon, I started using astro dice, which are based on the 3 main principles of astrology. And for this month, I rolled the moon, Scorpio, and the 8th house. Now, if you know anything about astrology, the 8th house is actually ruled by Scorpio. And to have a moon in the 8th house in Scorpio, it can be kind of heavy. When you put those 3 things together, it means like the emotional Sherlock Holmes. And so for many of us that are tapping into this message, it's like, you know, this is the time. Hey there, Cherry and Bella. Hi, Chantel. Thank you for joining. So for this month, I feel like there's going to be some kind of mystery to be unraveled, some kind of energy that you're going to unveil. And this is the time of the year where the veil is at its thinnest. And so there'll be something that like intuitively, you know, mystically, whether you're getting messages through tarot cards or divination, or, you know, it just comes to you naturally through a person or a friend. Like it's going to be emotional because Scorpio is a sign, is a water sign, but the emotional Sherlock Holmes, there's something to be discovered this month. And for many of you, it even could be you tapping into your magical powers and abilities, finding out that you really are a witch or a wizard or warlock or whatever it is that you resonate with. So let's get into this. We're going to start with the Secrets of the Witch Oracle. What do we have for our general collective for the month of October 2025, please? 2 cards came out. One fell face up, one fell face down. We're going to read face up first. Casting the circle. Okay, I cast a circle round about, power stay in, world stay out. When we work magic, we surround ourselves with protection. The witch sends a circle of pure silver energy to guard you this day. This is resonating with me big time. I was sitting here, granted it's a Monday right now at the time that I'm doing this reading, but I was sitting here and I was like, oh, I just wish I could just like quit the world and focus specifically on my craft, focus specifically on what I'm building, you know, and just shut the world out. And so this is talking about casting a circle around you to protect your energy, especially as we get into this time of season where the veil is the thinnest. And for those of us with sensitive gifts and abilities, we're going to feel it. Then what fell face down? We've got Witch's Will. The witch offers you the power of her witch's will. Think of something you desire and say 3 times, as I do will, so mote it be. Feel the magic stir and summon. All right. So now let's get into, what do I want to do next? Let's pull some tea. Let's do our tea leaf fortune cards. I want to get an energy. When I use these cards, I don't know if other readers read the same way, but when I use the tea leaf cards, this gives me the energy of what has happened in the past that's building up into the now. And so let's tap in. What do we have for our higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good? So mote it be. That fell right out. We start out with Dragon. Beware of self-delusion. It's a good message, especially starting out with a reading so you think that you're a witch or a wizard. Many people call us delusional, you know, thinking that we can self-title like that. But a true witch or wizard knows. It's in our blood, it's in our bones. Sometimes it takes us a while to remember, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. Okay, what else do we have? For the general collective, October 2025. Make sure to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay. Oh, goodness. That one. All right. I'll take them. All right. So underneath the deck, and again, this is past energy. We've got romances in the air, and that it could play out into the now, right? But this is building up. This is the message, underlying energy of what this tarot reading is going to be about. Then we have not unsuccessful plans. Now, there could have been unsuccessful plans in some type of a romance. Typically, when people say tying the knot, it's like a marriage or something, and there could have been unsuccessful plans in some type of a marriage. Take it as it resonates. And beware of self-delusion. Somebody could have been delusional. Dragons could be significant. Oh yeah, we have spear, heartache over what you no longer have. So somebody could have been sad about something that they no longer have. Now, it can be a relationship, but it can also be, a job, a career, a thing, And then we've got kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Now, again, for those of you guys tapping into this right now at this time of the reading, this is underlying energy of what is in the now, what we're pulling. So then we've got egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. So somebody could have been building some type of a plan to get out of some unsettled times. This could be anything. It can be like a business plan, some type of a proposal, just figuring things out, writing things down. It could be journaling. It could be goals. Then we have grapes, time to go out and have fun. Somebody could have gone out drinking wine. We have lion, time to act. Then we have axe, forces working against you. And I feel like that's where some of us have been feeling like, what is this energy against us? What is it that, why do we feel like everything is so hard right now? Now, we also just got out of, eclipse season. Technically, we're still in it until the end of October. So this does fall within that time frame. But man, the eclipse season, it's like Mercury retrograde times 3, right? And it can feel like forces were working against us, and it was just all of the energies of the planetary alignments at the time, right? And then we have chain of events that will affect your life. Now, when I get this card, I always feel like this is more like world events. Notice there's a world on it. And so there are things happening in the world right now that is affecting everybody around the world. But this is also, and I talk about it all the time in my other readings, but this is also, we're in the age of Aquarius where there's a lot of stuff shifting and happening. And this is the time where the world is literally awakening, right? Now, what is awakening to you, right? Is it spiritual? Is it religious? Is it, metaphysical? Is it you having your remembering and tapping into your innate, powers, the powers that be within? I feel like, yes, for most of us tapping into this message, that's exactly what's happening. Then we have wishbone. A wish is granted. Somebody could have gotten a wish. Oh my God, you guys, I can't make this up. So wishbone, a wish is granted. And then I got needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Now these are right on top of each other. So this one could have actually fallen first, but it's like a sincere wish will be granted and then a wish is granted. Wow. And then, yeah, wow, that's amazing. Yes, it is. And then we have fair woman. Dealings are a relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. So there could have been some kind of wish granted, or if it hasn't happened yet, this could be like the buildup too, right? And it could have something to do with a woman with a fair woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. For some of you, I'm feeling like it could be any color hair. It's just like a fair woman, and she could actually just be fair, like balanced, you know, justice. Okay, so let's get into the tarot. I want to start there. And then we'll pull some more oracle towards the end. What's your favorite movie or show? To be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. I watch a lot of YouTube. One of my favorite movies, though, is Practical Magic. And they have Practical Magic 2 that'll be coming out. So with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys for tapping in. All right, I just saw 555. This means change of direction. I feel for those of you watching this, you feel like your life is shifting and you're taking a change of direction. You know, the solar eclipse, it's all about endings and beginnings, and what are you leaving in the past in order to be able to make room for and shift into this new future, this new world, you know? It's like a whole new dimension, 3D to 5D. All right, underneath the deck, the energy going into this is the Page of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles are Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, and pages are messengers. This could be like a younger person, a younger energy, or this is just like a new idea, a new venture. It could be, you know, anything that has the possibility of bringing in some kind of money, stability, material goods, anything at all, right? But I feel like this is happening maybe at the time of this reading, or has just recently been presented to you. Let's get 3 main cards for the main energy for October 2025. For our witches, warlocks, and wizards watching this. I'm using the, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. First card that fell out is the 4 of Wands. Then there's a second card, it fell face down. Ooh la la. But I like the third card. Okay. Interesting. So, you guys, I can't make this shit up. So, and excuse my language. So, again, these were my predictions, okay, from the beginning, or I'm sorry, from the end of December 2024. And the very first card that I had pulled for our predictions was the 4 of Cups. Now, granted, it was in reverse at the end of December, but that was my first card that I predicted. And look what we have on the bottom of the deck as we get into this reading, the 4 of Cups. So somebody's in the energy of being over it. Somebody's in the energy of, you know, not wanting to wait anymore. You know, impatience, basically, right? Somebody's being impatient. Now, the thing about the 4 of Cups is, you know, this is someone who already has everything that they need. You know, 3 of Cups right there, you know, but they're looking at it like they're like they're not content, right? But what they're not noticing is this 4th cup that's being offered from the universe. This is like right under your nose. It could be right there. It's just like somebody either has their back turned towards it, or they're not paying attention, right? This is your sign to pay attention. Look all around you. Be grateful for the little things, you know, because it could be the smallest, littlest thing that ends up giving you your wheel of fortune, which you're about to see here in just a second. So the first card that we just dropped is the 4 of Wands. Now, this could be past or recent past, but someone's dealing with, it could be couple different things. You could be dealing with some type of a situation in regards to house, home, stability, or foundation. That is the 4 of Wands, okay? It's like 4 corners of an actual foundation or home, right? Now, this also could be some type of a celebration. It could be a marriage. This also, for many readers, is the twin flame soulmate energy card, right? Because 1111, so it's like an 1111 card. You could be seeing the numbers 1111 or the number 1111. In a lot of places, but the 4 of Wands, now this is fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with one or just have it somewhere strong in your chart. But this is the energy of coming together, building something, having a stable foundation, okay? This could be on your mind. This could be what you are manifesting, And again, this could have just happened. Then we've got the Knight of Swords. This is present energy. Now, the Knight of Swords, it's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Swords are all about communication, okay? And with communication, you know, knights are warriors. This is somebody that is seeking information. They're seeking, whether they're seeking information or wanting to deliver like a message or, you know, get information for any kind of reason, this is somebody who's taking action on it. And again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, you could be dealing with one or have it somewhere strong in your chart. I do feel that this Knight of Swords is wanting to, I just heard reconciliation in my head, so somebody could be reconciling in this situation. This could have been like a lost love type of situation, but notice when you put these cards together, it looks like he's charging back, you know, to the past, to maybe like this could have been a couple in the past, or somebody wants to deliver a message to someone from the past. But this is someone wanting to say something or find something out, because again, swords are all about information. And we're going to clarify on this in just a second. But then what we have coming in the future, and I really love this energy, okay? And this also could be like a business partnership. Wands are also, they're cards of action, but wands are about passion. It could be passion towards a person, okay, romantic or platonic, but it can also be passion towards what you're passionate about. Work, career, business, finance, passion projects, whatever. So somebody is like charging back and wants to deliver a message or find out some information for something like that. And then what we have coming in the future, boom, is the Wheel of Fortune. I love this. I love this so much. And again, one of the predictions for the month of October was manifestation. So somebody's manifesting their dreams. It could be soulmate twin flame energy. I just saw 2222 on the clock. You might want to go look up angel number 2222. But someone is manifesting, and for many of us, it's our fortune, you know, money, abundance, stability, foundation. This is the card signs including Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus energy. So now let's clarify. Let's get some more information. What is the energy on the Four of Wands, please? What is the energy on the Four of Wands? This is going to be a longer reading because this is a live, so people are kind of tapping in and tapping out. It's like you have intel on my life. Oh, hey, MJ. Well, it just means that we share the same vibe. I am tapping into your energy, right? And I appreciate that feedback. Make sure that you tap in on the like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate that. It helps grow my channel. All right, so the energy going into clarification is the Ace of Swords, and that's the truth. Okay, so the Ace of Swords talks about speaking your mind to solve your problems. So in the past, recent past, you know, somebody could have had to or needs to speak their mind in order to bring something about from the past. This is literally what this is about. Somebody wants to deliver a message. They got to speak their mind to solve their problem. So whatever the issue is, this is like somebody deciding I need to go back and talk to somebody. What is this Four of Wands? Let's get energy for the Four of Wands. I can't make this up, y'all. Wheel of Fortune. It's about money. It's about having the strength and new beginnings. The cycle restarts. I said before any of these cards were really pulled, it could be a reconciliation. So somebody wants to deliver a message and restart a cycle. Like I'm hearing give it a go or give it a second shot. So it's about change and chance, fate and happiness, cycles, destiny, luck, and karma. And again, it could have to do with a twin flame soulmate energy or something having to do with fortune, foundation, stability, house, home, that type of energy. Let's get two more. What is this Four of Wands? Two more for the Four of Wands, please. Wow. Okay, one more, please. One more, please. Okay. Okay. So then we got the World, you guys. This is crazy energy. The Saturn energy. And it's everything that you've worked for is coming together. Again, one of the main themes for my predictions from the end of the year was manifesting your dreams. So this is, you know, the Wheel of Fortune in the world. What? Are you kidding me? Somebody is manifesting their dreams. Everything that you've worked for is coming together. Now, it may feel right now like it's not happening. Like, you know, you've been dragging your heels. There's just like, when is it freaking my turn? You know, when is this going to happen? But it's just, it's the energy, it's the buildup, right? And again, this is past recent energy. Then we've got the Hermit. Now you want to talk about spiritual. That's Virgo energy. All life's answers are within you. This is, you know, the manifesting part is kind of like, it's funny because I have a roast right now in the slow cooker. You might hear it go off in a second. It's like a slow cooker, right? When you're manifesting, it doesn't happen instantaneously. Sometimes it can, right? But for the really big things, the real big, juicy, delicious things that you want to come out perfect, you have to give it time, right? And while this is cooking and manifesting, you know, this is like you learn your spiritual side of you. You know, you learn like the Virgo card, I'm sorry, the Hermit card, Virgo energy. This is like you having your remembering, you realizing your strength, you realizing your spiritual powers. Okay. And I feel like in this journey, the journey of the Hermit, this is you, you know, finding the wisdom. You know, many of you have probably gone into, I don't want to say hiding, but like, you know, seeking solitude, you know, kind of just like disappearing for a little bit, not going out so much, not spending your energy around, you know, crowds of people as much or as often as possible, right? The Hermit card's about inner truth and divine inspiration, but also enlightenment. I feel like many of you have been realizing and discovering yourselves like, I've got, you know, whether they're gifts, abilities, special powers, whatever it is that you want to believe that they are, and it is, it's all magic, right? It's all magic. It's the power within us. But you're starting to see it. You're starting to realize these manifestations are coming true. And it's the energy that you put into things. Now, again, some of us are like, when is like this big manifestation actually going to happen? You know, some of us are tired, but behind that card is the Chariot. I'll say it's getting your goals and wishes, and it's coming in fast now that we're here in the month of October. All right. So now let's see this Knight of Swords. What is this Knight of Swords spirit? Let's get 3 cards for the Knight of Swords energy, present energy right now. What do we have for the Knight of Swords? He said, when it's my turn, made me think of part of your world. Oh, the Little Mermaid. Oh, that's so funny. Part of your world. Okay. We've got the Tower. Don't freak out. We have 2 more cards coming. Mars energy. Also Scorpio energy. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. That's why. Okay. Oh, see? It's a good tower. I can already tell. A good tower. I just felt like a huge sigh of relief come off of the general collective as you guys heard me say that. Because for those of us who know the Tower card, we're usually like, oh my God, you know, we can't do another tower. Well, that's good. And then we have the 3 of Swords, and it was like sideways, but it was mostly leaning down. So I'm taking that in reverse. Yep, that's the truth. There's the Ace of Swords again. That's the truth. So speak your mind to solve your problems. Okay, so with this Knight of Swords card, again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, you could be dealing with one or have it somewhere strong in your chart, or this is just the energy of the present energy right now at the time of this reading. You could be going through some kind of a tower moment or have just gotten through one, okay? Towers are not necessarily fun. It's, you know, very chaotic energy. It feels very like unstable. the Tower card is, the message behind the Tower card is to always expect the unexpected. Just expect the unexpected. And that way, anytime a Tower, hits you, you are like, I saw that coming, right? But this is about collapse and upheaval and destruction. It's like a reality check or a foundational shift. But it's also about ambition and adversity. You can always expect a Tower moment when things were not necessarily built on a stable foundation. So it all has to come crashing down. But the bright side to the Tower is that it allows you then to be able to build, to build again from a more stable foundation. So, and what I really like about this Tower card is in the next card, clarifying that, is the Six of Pentacles. I feel like that's the shift. You've been manifesting heavily in the past here. And what we know about this is that it's not all here yet, right? We literally started with the World card, and we know that we're going to be talking about, the Wheel of Fortune. And we're going to be talking about the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody just said World card, and so of course now that's in my head. But something's balancing out, and we're talking about pentacles, money, coins, material things, right? I feel like in the past you could have also gone through this, Tower moment, which is why you were manifesting more, like a more stable foundation. You were manifesting a fortune. You were manifesting, endings and new beginnings of cycles. And this has really put you on a spiritual journey. This has really made you realize what your magical gifts and abilities are. Okay, and I love that. Now, then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, we could be talking specifically about a Libra, because this is the Three of Swords is the energy of a Libra. But when the Three of Swords upright is actually about heartbreak and deception, and it's like a harsh truth that's better than a soft lie. Okay, but when it's in reverse, this means that truth is coming out. Somebody wants to deliver a message. Somebody wants to deliver a message, okay? And tell the truth now. The truth is coming out about something. And it could have to do about, money or pentacles or balancing of something. Somebody could want to come and deliver a message and say, I want to, balance this out for you. That would be a huge Tower moment, but, a good one, right? But when the Three of Swords is in reverse, it's about release and optimism. It's also about forgiveness. Like somebody could be coming in to deliver some type of an apology, maybe want to balance something out. It could be like a settlement, or I don't know, somebody could have owed money and now it's like, here, let me give this back. Because it's about recovery. I freaking love that energy, y'all. I really do love that energy. Okay. And again, that's the truth. It's about communication. Somebody wants to speak their mind to solve these problems of something that happened in the past. This is bringing in a manifestation for somebody. So now let's look at what this Wheel of Fortune is. What is this Wheel of Fortune? Let's get the energy on that for the month of October 2025 for our witches, warlocks, and wizards. Higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity for the greater good. First card is the Hanged Man, and that's the waiting. So we're waiting, sitting there waiting, but also this is being able to look at the world from a different perspective. It's about sacrifice, suspension, recalibration. Again, we know that the things, what is it? Nothing worth anything is ever easy. I'm going to get one more because that one just flew out of my hand and I feel like I need one more. Okay. Yep. I cannot make this up if I tried, you guys. A spirit has such a sense of humor. Okay. So again, at the end of the year, I do the predictions for those of you guys just tapping in. I do predictions about the upcoming full moons, and then we go through these readings throughout the next year. The first card that I pulled for the month of October, you can go back and read this or watch this, is the Four of Cups. Now, granted, it was in reverse, which just means you're coming out of this energy, which means it's being manifested, right? But the energy that we're sitting in and have been sitting in underneath the deck for the first cards, first deck of cards, was the Four of Cups, okay? Spirit says, I said what I said. And we've got the Four of Cups again. So this is talking about, you know, not letting your focus close you to new ideas. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind about your energy. Keep an open mind about, you know, what you truly are, like, you know, your own true magic. You know, you can call yourself whatever. It doesn't matter if you call yourself a mystic, a witch, a warlock, a wizard, you know, a fairy. It doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter if you call yourself anything at all. Everybody can have, you know, metaphysical powers. Everybody does technically. It's just a matter of finding what your special gifts and abilities are and being able to use those for the greater good, okay? And manifest what it is that you need and want. So Spirit's like, I said what I freaking said. You know, it's a card of contemplation and apathy, but also seclusion. I was saying earlier, I feel like somebody kind of went into hermit mode, basically, you know, to kind of look within and find that divine inspiration within themselves. So, but it also can be a card of boredom. And that's, you know, because we're ready to move on to this next phase. And that's where this comes in. So, you know, we've been hanging here in limbo and wanting to see these big changes and, you know, move forward with this Wheel of Fortune. We want to manifest what it is that we've been trying to work on. Goals, projects, relationships, you know, anything that brings in some type of fortune, okay? And with this Hanged Man energy, this is like the universe kind of putting you in a timeout, or you could be putting yourself in a timeout. And it's so that you can look at the world. There's world again for MJ who had popped in. Look at the world from a different perspective, a whole new world. You know, when you are tapped into your magical abilities and gifts, you look at the world in a different kind of way. It's not the same. You know, just recently, everybody was talking about the rapture, whatever your beliefs are about that. But with the rapture, you know, I had made a TikTok, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, make sure you please go over there and do that. I had made a TikTok video about, you know, what does the rapture actually mean? And it, you know, you guys, it does not mean that people are just going to magically poof up and go into a new world or a new realm or anything like that. No, not unless, you know, you are at the end of your days and, you know, your physical body goes somewhere else. But this is, you know, the rapture, the way that I explained it was, this is you making a decision to move your consciousness from the 3D to the 5D. This is not being so bombarded or so, what's what I'm looking for? So concerned with everything happening in reality right in front of your face, like the things that you can't control, and instead shifting your mindset to a more spiritual, you know, a more spiritual sense to the things that you can control, which is yourself from going within, right? So, but this is also looking at the world from a different perspective with the Hanged Man energy, and it could feel like a timeout, but look, he's hanging there. I don't know if you can see it right there. You can see his head. He's being enlightened, okay? He's recalibrating. He's thinking about things in a different kind of way. So then we had the Nine of Swords that fell out, along with the Five of Wands, but in reverse. So the Nine of Swords, Gemini energy, it could be any sign though. This talks about worrying. Worrying changes nothing, decide your next step. So somebody could be in this, like while you're sitting here in this Hanged Man energy, and again, like you're bored, you know, very apathetic, like there could be bills piling up. There could be, you know, different things that are happening. And the old us, the 3D us, right, wants to worry, has that fear, anxiety, sleepless nights. Some of you could be going through that right now, right? But worrying changes nothing. You have to decide your next steps in order to move forward. create that plan, right? The plan of action. So then we have the Five of Wands. And somebody could be in this like worry and fear, anxiety, because there could be fighting, like passive scattered energy around you. It's a complex situation, very tricky. You know, when the Five of Wands is upright, it's about fighting, quarreling, bickering. It's about arguments, inner and outer conflict. Could be some rivalry or competition. But it's a very complex, tricky situation that you've been dealing with, and that's where the fear comes in. But have no fear. Your Knight of Pentacles is here. Okay, and again, we are clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I will say, and this is where this boredom and this apathy comes in, right? This is us like, is it time? Is it ready? Are we there yet? Are we there yet, right? I feel like for some of us, like we have just been waiting for October. We have just been waiting for this time of year. We have been waiting for the veil to be at its thinnest so we can finally manifest our dreams, right? Bring out our witchy powers, if you will. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Now, I do, because this is in the future position and it's clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's finally here, guys. Last card. I feel like it's finally here. Smash that like button if you feel me. This is somebody who takes a methodical approach, and by taking a methodical approach, you achieve your dreams. You achieve that Wheel of Fortune. It can be a conservative and methodical, almost dull kind of approach, but it's also very dependable. It's very, you know, this is the energy of being very patient, but also clever, efficient, and responsible. So while somebody is, you know, could be having a little bit of fear or anxiety surrounding a situation, a very tricky situation, Spirit is saying the best approach to take in this situation is a methodical approach, right? Because that Knight of Pentacles is coming in. And what he holds with him is that Ace of Pentacles. And this is like, the Aces, first of all, are gifts from Spirit, right? Gifts from the universe. But it's like the cherry on top. It's your manifestation. That's what you've been working towards. So I really love this energy. But I guess, you know, the message of me doing this live right now, we're on the, what is this, the 29th of September, is saying like, you have to just hold tight. It's coming. Keep moving, you know, keep moving forward. Keep taking a methodical approach towards your manifestations. But this is the month that it's happening. We're manifesting our dreams, okay? So now, let's do which one do I want to pull first? I'm going to pull the Queen of the Moon Oracle. What do we have for Queen of the Moon Oracle? For witches, warlocks, and wizards, please. Discovering their magic within. You know, what makes you a witch? What makes you a warlock? What makes you magical? You know, do you play with crystals? I do. Do you have a black cat? I mean, I do. I never had cats until like a couple years ago. But you don't need those things. You know, you don't need to wear a robe. You don't need to wear a hat. You don't need to do anything other than being your own magical self. But that's you figuring out what those things are, right? Underneath the deck, we have number 39, creation. Somebody could be 39 years old. Somebody could be, somebody could be working on a creation or realizing like why they were created. It's like a creative spark, a creative energy. And this is the beaver moon, the full beaver moon. When is that? I want to say the beaver moon is in November. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Yeah, The beaver moon is in November. And so by the next full moon, the beaver moon, I feel like this creation will have fully manifested. Prediction. So then top of the deck, we have number 25, resistance. So we're going to read this. I do feel with, intuitively speaking, that somebody could be resisting something or had resisted something in the past. Now, whether that's a good or bad, I think resistance is a good thing for the most part, by and large. But it's like they were resisting for a reason, and now that reason is coming to fruition. So let's see what this is. Okay, 1 in crescent, number 2, resistance. Hold on. Okay, I was just checking something. So resistance, the resistance card. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. I flow through resistance and I am in control. Okay, so we've been talking this entire time about manifestation, right? And in order to manifest, you have to continue to take little steps, daily little steps of action in order to get to your end result. Okay, and that's, even if it takes forever, it's a slow, methodical approach. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is all about. It's about taking these steps. Resist temptation, resist the things that you no longer need in your life. Because by resisting those things, it opens up the doors, okay, and gives you less friction to bring in the things that you're trying to actually, acquire. When we want to get rid of a bad habit, an addiction, an old pattern, in fact, anything that we're thinking of releasing for the dark moon, and feel resistance in doing so, we have a big dose of covert resistance, okay? So it's a battle that we might have to fight more than once, but we will be resilient and vigilant and fight it. For when we win, and we will win, the rewards are great. Again, Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. So companion stone or metal is red jasper. You might want to pick up a red jasper stone or bracelet. Those are always good to wear for the month of October. I think red jasper might even be like one of the October stones. I know opal and citrine are, and I only know that because I'm an October Scorpio. But there's a variety of stones that are companion stones with the month of October. All right, now let's get our Witch's Kitchen Oracle and see what else the witch's spirit guides have for us in this reading. What else do we have here for our general collective? Okay. Underneath the deck, we have nettle, caution. Now, again, this is underlying energy. And I feel like, honestly, this is just spirit saying, be cautious about your next steps, about, what you, where you're walking, and again, sorry, there's like a hair or something. My cat just walked by. This could be what you have to be cautious about. Now, this could be spirit saying, be cautious about feeding into fear, feeding into anxiety, feeding into, worry, because worrying solves nothing. You have to decide your next steps. And it could be because some kind of a tricky situation, right? And this situation could have to do with people around you. It may not even be your own situation, but it's something that's happening around you that still affects you. Could affect you or your finances, but worry not, okay? Just make sure you proceed with caution. That's all that's saying, okay? Top of the deck. Okay, what is the title of this reading? This is You Really Are a Witch or a Wizard, right? Witch hazel. Isn't that cool? Sensitivity. Okay, this is you discovering your sensitive gifts and abilities. That's literally what this card means. You know, and I just looked at caution too. The very first card that came out was the dragon, and it talks about beware of self-delusion. That could be, you know, the caution as well. Beware of self-delusion. And yes, you are magical, and yes, you are special, and yes, you are very freaking powerful. But you have to be cautious and make sure that you also remain, what were the other themes of the month? That you remain nurturing, that you remain humble, and that you also remain compassionate. Because that's the recipe for true magic, is having those gifts and abilities within yourself, right? That's what's going to bring out your manifestations quicker and faster, is making sure that the intent behind the work that you do includes, you know, compassion, being humble, and being nurturing to others. Clock that. So let's look up sensitivity with Witch Hazel. To my witches. I'm one witch who's invited in. I'll banish spots and soothe your skin. Divining twigs draw up emotion. Heart now healed with magic potion. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. So a sensitive witch is often troubled, emotionally that is. When you wear your heart on your sleeve, you become an open book of shadows, and that can land you in sticky situations. As you focus more on your magical work, you will find that your intuition heightens, as does your sensitivity. Merely avoiding those who make you soar, as well as those who would rather see you with a blemished reputation, does not serve a sensitive soul such as yourself. Rich in tannins, my powerful antioxidants cast soothing, healing spells on most dermatological issues and banish the dark circles under your eyes, as well as troublesome emotions and negativity when used in an herbal elixir. So instead of becoming thick-skinned, allow me, as nature's astringent, to relieve you of any irritation or pains in the backside as you learn to appreciate and hone your empathetic nature. Empathy this month, you know, being humble, being caring, being kind, and nurturing is going to be imperative for you and for your manifestations to come true, okay? There's something else I was just about to say about that, but it'll come back to me. You know, and at the beginning of the reading, at the very beginning of the reading, for those of you just hopping in right now, we were talking about casting a circle. You know, I cast a circle round about power stay in, world stay out. This was talking about, you know, guarding your energetic boundaries, right? And that's what, you know, being sensitive is all about. Make sure that you protect your magic, that you protect your peace, right? In order to keep the outside world out, because, you know, not buying into, you know, all the chaos and all the world events and things that are happening, you know, that can pull you away from your true path. Don't pay attention to that. I'm not saying don't completely pay attention to it, but don't let it affect you, because that's going to affect your manifestations. All right. So take a methodical approach to what it is that you're working towards, and it will manifest. You know, resist all the chatter, all the extra stuff. You don't need that, because you're creating, you're manifesting. And I feel like if it doesn't happen by the end of October, it's definitely going to happen by November, by the Beaver full moon in November. Prediction. Okay, last but not least, let's get our magical spell cards. Y'all are just tired of waiting. I know it. I feel it. I feel you. Believe me, I feel you. I feel you. It's literally how I felt today. And I was like, you know what? I want to do a reading. Then I sat down to do the reading, and then I had the conversation with my friend, and they were like, you really are a witch, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I am. Known as the Cannastrologer. All right. So, we were talking at the beginning of this that, you know, romance is in the air. And we could be talking about, you know, manifesting some kind of a twin flame soulmate type of energy. And underneath the deck, we've got number 26, True Love, Come to Me. So this could be for some of you, not all of you, but some of you could be manifesting a true love. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. Now, I was just talking to my friend about careful what you wish for and careful what you cast spells on. To baby witches, to elder witches, to all the witches. Love spells, okay? Just witch to witch here. Careful with love spells. When you mess with a person's free will, that karma can come back to haunt you, okay? I recommend not messing with people's free will and you know, as it pertains to love spells, unless it's self-love, okay? If for many of us, you know, magic comes, you know, it all comes from within, right? But it really is truly, you know, how you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, then the magic that you know, put out there is also going to reflect that, right? So you have to be casting your spells, casting, you know, your intentions from a place of love. And that's what's, again, that humble, compassionate nature. That's what's going to I can't even talk right now. Help manifest a lot faster. The number 26 could be significant. The 26th of the month could be significant. 26th of October could be significant. Take it as it resonates. Top of the deck. Now, another very witchy thing are owls, you know, symbolism. And anytime you're talking about witches, warlocks, wizards, whatever, there's usually an owl, right, involved. We've got number 7, wisdom. You know, I feel like many of you are very wise and you're learning things beyond your, it's like you're learning things, just diving down deeper into the rabbit hole. You're going to be learning a lot more. You're going to be very wise, if not already, right? On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Where is my book for this? Do I not have it? Well, I don't know where my book is for this. I don't see it anywhere. But on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. The 7th could be significant. 7 could be somebody's lucky number. But I do feel that, you know, this could even be something like, you know, where somebody could be manifesting, like one of the manifestations is wisdom, you know, more knowledge, seeking answers, which is the communication, the information communication, that's wisdom, seeking information in order to, you know, bring about this manifestation. So I really like this, you guys. Somebody could be wise as an owl is what I'm getting to. But yeah, take it as it resonates. You guys, you know, you really do have the power within you. You know, we're coming into witching season, Halloween at the end of the month, Wei. I feel like many of you guys are waking up. You're discovering your magical abilities. As the veil begins to thin, or, you know, it already has begun, but as it begins to thin even more, as the post shadow of the eclipse, you know, finally starts to end, our manifestations are going to be coming in. And that's all because of the magic that you have been manifesting, all the steps that you've been taking and need to continue to take throughout the month of October in order for your ships to come in. Because you guys, witches, witch hazel, you guys are sensitive. You have that magic within you. All right. That's where I'm going to leave you guys at. Oh, 1017. Oh, okay. Nice. A Libra. I like it. Halloween is my favorite. Yep, since I was a child. My birthday is actually October 27th. So I'm like right before Halloween. I'm a very different kind of Halloween person. I don't like all the guts and the gore and stuff like that, but I'm more about, you know, dressing up in costumes and just like the witchy stuff, you know, the spells and the somebody had asked me like earlier, what's your favorite movie or show? And Practical Magic is my favorite movie. I love it so much. So anyway. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for popping on here with me for the live. I really appreciate your time and energy. I look forward to reading for you again in the very near future. Look for me for more additional lives. I will be getting out the monthly zodiac readings where we talk a little bit more about the predictions. And also check out my daily pot tarots. I've been doing dailies. If you are on my channel and you click on shorts, that's where you can find the daily tarot messages that I put out every single day for additional messages and just little nuggets of information each and every day. So I love you guys lots. I really appreciate your support. If you're interested in booking a reading with me where we dive down deeper into your personal energy, I have all of that information in the description below this video. Donations are always appreciated. Love you guys so much, especially for my birthday month. But if this is where I leave you, I hope that you guys have a magical month of October. And I hope that you have so much fun this month discovering all of your true magic within. All my witches, warlocks, wizards. I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.